What is going on today, everyone? Today I've got the 2019 Chevy Camaro ZL1 convertible. When you've got 650 horsepower, a convertible, an Orange Crush car, you know today's gonna be a good day. And I can't wait to show it to you. Let's get started. What is going on, everyone? Let's take a quick look at the exterior. Before I get started, I want to give a big thank you to Britain Chevrolet in Greenville, Texas. They're super generous to let me show you guys this ZL1 Camaro. They've got tons of Camaros and other vehicles on their lot, so please be sure to check them out in the DFW area. For 2019, the ZL1 Camaro doesn't quite get the same changes that the other Camaros get. I was just with the Camaro SS right before this, taking a quick look at it, and I just don't have time to film both of them. It does have some definite refreshment on the front end for the other Camaros, and I want to know what you guys think of that. If you want me to review that Camaro as well, or even the Turbo Camaro, please be sure to let me know. But when we take a look at the ZL1, we have 11 heat exchangers for optimal powertrain cooling, and this thing, I mean, the front end really just lets the air get in, that is for sure. You can even see just how much air can flow through here. Even the Chevy emblem is open so air can get in. Definitely what you need in a car like this. It is absolutely track ready. The ZL1 Camaro does give you HID headlights with their signature LED daytime running light. And our particular model does have the optional hood insert with visible carbon fiber weave. It really kind of makes a presence and stands out. You've got ZL1 right there on the side. This looks pretty darn good. I want to know what y'all think of this color. This is called Crush. This Orange Crush is pretty killer, honestly. It is very vibrant. It really goes good with the black top on our convertible as well. For the wheels, we've got 20-inch dark graphite wheels with Goodyear Eagle F1 supercar tires on those. 285 in the front, 305 in the back. You do get Brembo brakes. Those are 6-piston in the front and 4-piston in the rear. And right up here with our mirror, we do actually have a automatic dimming driver's side mirror, which is always nice. Just a nice feature considering the price of the car. We do even have a smart key system as well. I'll show you guys how quick the convertible top is. It's pretty easy to use with your key fob or even on the inside of the vehicle. And for the suspension, we have a performance-tuned magnetic ride control. This does have Chevy's magnetic ride control that monitors each wheel independently every millisecond, tons of times to give you the optimal balance of ride and handling. We even have an electronic limited slip differential. On the back, we've got our specific sport spoiler. You do get a really big, mean-looking wing when you've got the ZL1 1LE. And on the rear end of this Camaro, we have the updated bumper cover and tail lights. And just look at that exhaust. Those pipes are huge. Those are 4-inch polished tips. And I'll show you the dual mode exhaust and how that sounds in just a little bit. Another feature I will show you guys is you can see a little camera right there, and we do have a regular backup camera on the main screen, but we also have a rear view mirror camera, which I'll show you in a little bit. When we go to talk about safety features for the ZL1, we've got teen driver technology, just like Chevy has in their other vehicles, rear parking sonar, rear cross traffic alert. New for 2019 is forward collision alert. And now we have a lane change alert with side blind zone alert as well. That was on there before. The trunk on the ZL1 differs depending on the convertible or the non-convertible, but the non-convertible model will give you about 9.1 cubic feet, which is definitely better than this. This is about 7.3, 7.4, something like that. I'll put the numbers on screen, but not very wide at all, that's for sure. But I mean, what can you really expect with this car? You do get an emergency, a tire repair, flat repair kit. But we do have this little cargo cover, so you can put that up and divide some of your stuff, which is pretty nice. The ZL1 does give you a smart key system. We do have remote start with the automatic transmission, even a convertible drop top button right there. So the way this works is similar to many others. You just have one button. Now it's locked. Push that to unlock it, and the same goes if you want to lock it. To drop the top, there's just a button on the inside, or use a key fob, but I just wanted to show you how quick or how long it takes for the top to come down. All right, when we take a look at the inside of the ZL1, we've got nice material up there, some stitching, nice soft armrest as well. Really nice material, it feels really good. Little tiny storage compartment, decent handle. We have automatic windows, and you can actually switch between the front windows and these rear windows. So when you roll it down, you can roll just those down, all of them, or when you need to put your top back up, you can control just that. Memory settings for the doors over here, a nice door handle right here as well. And when we move across on the inside of the Camaro dash, you will notice that we have the optional carbon fiber dash next to the passenger, right in front of the passenger. You even have the interior spectrum with 24 different colors for ambient lighting, sport alloy pedals. It's definitely a really nice place to be. Taking a look at our steering wheel, we've got a flat bottom, gives you a little bit more leg room, a little bit more sporty presence, some sport grips up here. Nice heated steering wheel, heated wheel button right there, all the controls that you need for your information display, cruise control, all of that stuff. Phone controls even. This is a suede microfiber wheel. It's pretty cool. It's comfortable to hang on to. I definitely like that. Let's go ahead and start it up. The button is right back here. Sounds really good when you start it up. Now taking a look at these gauges, we can control this with the steering wheel. Got your typical speedometer, all your trip computer stuff. Pretty much all the basic stuff that you would imagine in any other car, but we can also go across and look at performance data, audio, navigation, your phone. You can customize some settings. Right now, launch control is disabled, but let me go to performance. You can check out your G's right here. There's quite a bit that you can see, kind of a little G ring. Even a lap timer, which is pretty cool. Definitely ready for performance, your oil temperature, all the stuff that you need to make sure that your car is cooling okay. Even the transmission fluid temperature, which is always good to see. The middle screen is 8 inches, so these two outside gauges are actual analog. The rest of it, even those are digital, so definitely unique, and I think it looks pretty good. Right up on the windshield, you will see our head-up display where you can change what information you see with just the click of a button. It's pretty clear and it works well for me. Our steering wheel also does give us paddle shifters, and we will test those out when we're out on the road on the test drive. Moving over here, we do have Chevrolet's MyLink system. It still does kind of have that downward angle, a little bit of a sloped downward like that, but it's an 8-inch screen, and we have the optional connected navigation. So we go to our nav right here, and from the limited time that I've seen it, it does seem to be, pretty user-friendly, but I still prefer the Apple CarPlay or, Android Auto Maps, all of that stuff, which we do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto standard. It's a pretty responsive system right here. We have our ambient lighting controls right there. Of course, your OnStar. You can even control your climate on here as well. And we do have real physical buttons, which is nice. This little volume knob feels pretty good. We even have a 9-speaker Bose system, Wi-Fi, and when I put it in reverse to check out our camera, we also have Sirius XM. We do have dynamic lines, which is good, and Chevy says that the 2019 model's rear view camera is supposed to be better than the previous year, the 2018 camera, so that's supposed to be an improvement. Going down below, we do have our ventilated seats, heated seats, other controls to synchronize that over here, even for your passengers over there. You control your temperature with this ring right here, which is kind of neat, just like the other Camaros. You can close off this vent if you want to. You can angle this wherever you need it to, so pretty easy to use. Fan speed right there. Our shifter is pretty cool. We've got ZL1 on it, the same nice material and some real stitching. You can even go to drive and then do some manual shifting through here if you don't want to use your paddle shifters. Traction control button, our mode button, so let's take a look at that. When we hit the mode button, right now it was in Tour, now it's in Sport, Track, Snow and Ice, so you can scroll through that, which is pretty cool. Electronic parking brake, a 12-volt power outlet, and my big bottle does fit in this front one. This front one is bigger and deeper. This one is a little bit smaller. We do have a, nice feeling armrest. It's not necessarily soft and padded, but it does feel pretty good. We have a couple USB ports and an auxiliary port in there. Otherwise, it's pretty darn small, just to keep some small items. One really cool thing is that we have this, check this out. So we've got the rear view camera that you've seen on the Traverse that I've showed you before in other Chevy vehicles. Pretty neat. Our button for the convertible is right there, OnStar buttons. Look at these tiny little visors, but that's really all you need because there's hardly any clearance right there. There's no lights or anything, they're trying to save some weight in here, so, but we do have some nice LED lights right there, just no vanity lights. We do have a locking glove box. that is soft opening and, you know, decent size for a car like this. Honestly surprised me. And then here's our carbon fiber piece that is optional. Another thing for our ZL1 is we do have the wireless charging pad right back here that I've shown you guys before. And since we have the convertible, obviously we don't have a sunroof, but you can get a sunroof optional if you really want to. And then turning around to take a look for our visibility. Really small back window, huge pillar back there, but we do have our blind spot, you know, you can even do your rear view camera if you want to, and set your mirrors properly and you'll be able to see pretty well. The front seats for the Camaro ZL1, we get these Recaro seats that have some really nice big bolsters. They really do a good job of keeping you in place. You feel very well planted in these. They've got some nice red stitching. The driver is 8-way power with lumbar support. The passenger is 6-way power. And the driver is 2-position memory, which is nice to see in a car like this. Plus we have heated and ventilated seats. And at 5'9", when I'm sitting up tall in my seat's pretty low. I can put a few fingers above my head, so that is good. You know, you can move the seat up and down a decent amount, so it should be able to accommodate quite a few people. And for our steering wheel, this is manual tilt and telescoping, moving in and out a pretty decent range of motion, so you can get it right where you need it to go fast. Just like any Camaro, the back seat is very small, legroom is very cramped, but the seats themselves are nice with nice materials. Pretty good bolstering around the thighs, little bucket seats, but I just don't fit back there. Now the powertrain under the hood, this is where the magic happens. We've got Chevrolet's LT4 6.2 liter supercharged V8, and that'll put out 650 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. The torque comes out at 3,600 RPMs and the horsepower at 6,400. A 6-speed manual is standard, but we have the 10-speed automatic. We're gonna see how quick it shifts. It's about a $1,600 upgrade. That'll push this thing from 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. In terms of miles per gallon, the convertible actually gets the best. The convertible automatic will give you 13 in the city and 21 on the highway. Otherwise, you will get 12 in the city and 20 on the highway with the non-convertible, but the manual will give you a little bit of a bump in miles per gallon as well for the ZL1. Alright y'all, we are on the road in the Camaro ZL1. Starting out, I'm just going to keep the top down just for noise control reasons, but we are in tour mode right now. And it stays pretty quiet down low, but then once the RPMs get a little, about 3,000, a little bit more, you start to hear that engine again. So even in tour mode, you can still, you know, be kind of casually cruising and then get the noise that you want. My first impression of the ZL1 is that, you know, they say this thing is track ready and it feels every bit of that. This thing feels stiff, it feels solid, the steering is you know, kind of heavy, and it just feels good. It feels like something you just want to just take off in. And in tour mode, just a little bit of acceleration, you got some good pick up and go, of course, as you would expect, and you can still even hear a little bit of that supercharger whine. We do have some different drive modes, and we will go through those during the test drive. Now, if you wanted to see like track performance type things like that, you're not going to see it in this video. I am lucky enough to get it as a dealership car from Britain Chevrolet, and we're going to just go for a regular test drive, get on it a few times, and have some fun. Right now I'm on a road that kind of has some, you know, some unevenness, not necessarily broken pavement, but it can get, you know, even soft vehicles kind of hopping a little bit. And surprisingly, this thing feels pretty decent, honestly. You know, it still feels stiff, but it's not beating me to death in here. Let me go ahead and put it in sport, and you can automatically, you can just feel it. It already downshifted, a little bit stiffer probably. And then track mode is going to be the ultimate one. And I don't know if you guys heard that, but you got, you've got some sound. Woo. Man, and a little thing, downshift. Oh gosh. This thing needs a track. You cannot stay under the speed limit in this thing. It takes you 2 seconds to get to the speed limit and then it's over. All right, so I just put it back in sport mode, and we're gonna get around a corner here and, you know, give it a little bit of the juice. Oh boy. It just fills this cabin with noise, and the supercharger whine, the exhaust, everything is just perfect. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put it in manual mode, and right away it had me in 7th gear and I'm going 35. I'm gonna go ahead and downshift. Those paddles are quick. You click and then it shifts. You click, it shifts. It's definitely quick. The downshifts are not too bad. Those are pretty good too. I mean, you've got to expect the performance out of this thing. But for the price, the performance for price is just insane for this car. Now again, with the ride comfort, I am in sport mode right now, and I'm on a little bit of a rougher textured road, and I'm sure you guys can hear the road noise. Road noise, of course, isn't going to be great in a vehicle like this. You know, they're lighter weight, they don't have a whole lot to them, but it's not that bad. I mean, hopefully you guys can hear me okay, and it's something that you could definitely get used to. And even ride comfort wise, it's just fine. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not getting beat to death. It feels okay. All right, in sport mode, just a running go. Gosh dang, that is just beautiful. The sound, the power, the way it feels, these seats just keep you, I mean, you just feel so snug and so secure in here. It's just amazing. When it comes to braking, we do have some big brakes, and they're Brembo brakes, 6-piston in the front, 2-piece rotors, 4-piston in the back. And I'm not gonna slam on the brakes. I mean, it's a dealership car, but the brakes do a pretty good job. I've seen Chevrolet says from 60 to 0 in 107 feet. And that's, you know, that's respectable. I'm gonna get on it a little bit again, and I want you guys to pay attention to the shifting. I've got it in automatic mode, partial acceleration. And it pretty much kept us in gear, so we didn't really get any shifts out of that. I mean, this thing it's got good pull pretty much no matter where you've got it and where those RPMs are. The torque comes out at about, I think it was 3,800 or 3,600 RPM. So kind of a mid-range where you start to get that pull, and you can definitely feel it, even though you can get some pretty good pull down at the bottom. One little complaint that I would have is that, I mean, it's a convertible and it's a performance car, so you can't really hate on it or expect that much. But there's a little bit of, you know, you can just hear a little bit of wiggle maybe, or a little bit of shimmy around this roof up here. But, you know, that's totally forgivable. You really don't even notice it. I'm just kind of trying to pay attention and listen to these things. But overall, very nice in here, very pleased. Now, if you're gonna ask me if I was gonna put my money on a Camaro, I would have to go with the regular SS. I would load it up. I'd get the 2 SS, because this thing is just, it's just almost overboard. I mean, it's so fun, and who wouldn't love to drive this thing? But I feel like the more city-minded or more legal-minded SS would be the better option. And when it comes to the style, I want to know what you guys think. I mean, this kind of retains the old styling, but what do you guys think of the new 2019 SS? And if you want to see a review of that, please be sure to let me know. I didn't have time to get both of these cars today, so leave your comments down below. Track mode. I've got it back in tour mode in town to kind of get a feel for it, just with some traffic. And, you know, it's not like you have to be like work hard to keep this thing, you know, when you're accelerating, it's not like it's just going to jump away from you with all the torque. I mean, you can definitely drive this thing around town and be okay with it and not have to really be worrying about, you know, speeding tickets all the time. But like I said earlier, once you get on it a little bit, you are at the speed limit in no time. So if you've got the self-discipline to have one of these, go for it, suit yourself. The way the steering feels, like I said, it's got, you know, a pretty good amount of weight to it. And I don't have a whole lot of corners and turns around here, so I'm really sorry about that. But just with what I have had, it feels pretty darn precise. I mean, it's got a good weight. It feels comfortable. It feels like you are actually doing something when you turn the wheel, not too, nothing that's really all that fake. So that is going to be it for this 2019 Camaro ZL1 review. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. I do have a 2018 Camaro SS 2SS review. If you guys want to check that out, I'll put a link down below in the description. Like I said, I would probably take the 2SS just because, I mean, it's cheaper and you can still have a lot of fun with it. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know what you think of the new refreshed styling, and if you want to see a review of the 2019 Camaro and what you think of this Orange Crush ZL1. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. Subscribe for more videos like this. I'll catch you guys next time.